Welcome to you, Deputy President Motlanthe, and to your delegation from South Africa. We are very happy to have you here in Stockholm. Our friendship goes back to the bad old days of the apartheid system in South Africa and your historic struggle for democracy, freedom, equality, and human rights. In this heroic struggle, you had the strong and heartfelt support of many people in our country. And you won this battle and your liberty because once again history proved to be on the side of people who fight for greater freedom and against racism and oppression.
I am happy to preside jointly with you over the 7th meeting of the Binational Commission, another milestone in our strategic cooperation since it was inaugurated by our former leaders, President Mbeki and Prime Minister Persson, during the South African-Swedish Partnership Week in 1999. I therefore wish to express my personal appreciation as well as that of the South African government for the constructive spirit of cooperation and friendship that has been demonstrated throughout the preparations for this important bilateral meeting. South Africa finds the Binational Commission invaluable and reaffirms our total commitment to work with the Swedish government to achieve this objective. Our countries share a number of interests in various areas such as education, research and development, investment in food processing and developing green economy.
This meeting is a part of the Swedish-South African cooperation which has taken place on a very ambitious level during over 10 years now. And this cooperation, it's in several areas. We have, despite the long distance between our two countries, we have a lot of relations and a lot in common. For example, when you come to the economic and trade relations, we have since long time a lot of such relations, and we want to expand them even more. Over 100 Swedish companies has today production and other things in South Africa, for example.
One of the key agreements arrived at the end of this 2-day of hard work is the agreement to launch a structured dialogue on human rights, and that would be launched next year in South Africa.
As good friends, we agree on much things, we don't agree on everything, and we have also discussed some challenges. South Africa is a young democracy, but as a young democracy also face challenges. We have also discussed them.
I thank you very much for this opportunity to share my humble views on South Africa's role in contributing to the African continent's development through mediation and peace efforts. It is indeed an honor to present this lecture at this prestigious institution, which has produced numerous Nobel laureates and is regarded as the premier institution of higher learning in Scandinavia and human dignity. Our people remain much obliged for Sweden's commendable contribution to our anti-apartheid struggle and equally value our historical ties forged under the rubric of international solidarity. Accordingly, we are proud that today South Africa is free and continues to build a united, democratic, non-racial, non-sexist, just and prosperous future for its entire people. For its part, South Africa today prides itself on being fully driven by these same ideals of a better world grounded in human solidarity. As a beneficiary of selfless solidarity, South Africa espouses the view that the values that it seeks to implant in our national consciousness have no physical or geographic frontiers and are universally resonant. These values that inspire and guide South Africa as a nation are deeply rooted in the long years of struggle for liberation. In consequence, our foreign policy as a nation can thus be articulated as people-centered, as it promotes the well-being, development, and upliftment of all people. We remain convinced that the historical character of most of African nations' problems cannot and will not be solved by military might, especially extraneous military aggression. African societies, as they are today, were shaped by colonial forces in a manner that ensured that there is a multiplicity of social interests, from class to ethnicity, defined by mutual mistrust, and for better or for worse, perceptions of domination. This is all the more reason we have always believed in the potency of jaw over war, and the Libyan situation was no different. Guided by our own experience as a country that emerged from an odious system of apartheid, we sincerely wish for a genuine and irreversible process of reconciliation involving all forces as equal partners in the post-reconstruction exercise that must necessarily follow. The fall of Colonel Gaddafi's regime typifies this observation, as it is the fall of many dictatorial regimes in Africa and elsewhere in the world. Cautiously put it, and I quote, "Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to know the true character of a man, give him power," close quote.
Minister for Trade and Investment, to be given this opportunity to welcome the South African government and business delegation to Denmark. You're only here for a short visit, but I hope we will build a long-lasting relationship.
The volume of trade and investment between South Africa and Denmark does not reflect or match the good relations which exist between South Africa and Denmark. However, the increase will not happen for as long as we keep our discussions at high level. We need to drill into very specific sectors and identify areas in which there would be complementarities and in areas in which there would be a competitive edge, so that we can actualize these opportunities.
The Deputy President and I have had a very fruitful meeting this morning. We discussed global affairs, but also renewed the friendship between our two countries. The friendship between South Africa and Denmark goes a long way back. One is a very small country in one part of the world, and another is a very big country in South Africa. But we have strong cultural ties and strong trade ties, and we want to develop that partnership in the future. So it was a very good meeting, and we appreciate South Africa showing us its interest, and the new Prime Minister coming here today.
And we agree that we must strengthen